All right, welcome back, everybody. And hey, I love it when your cameras are on. That's great. How you doing out there, David? It's good to see you. You made it back alive from the Lean conference, I see. Yeah. So next time I see you, I forgot. They're so busy at these conferences. David and I were just in Indiana doing the Lean conference for Toyota, Honda, teaching everybody how to have good lean processes. And I was privileged to get to go and talk about healing the human brain and creating safe environments. And I will tell you, I stayed an extra day because they were just such a wonderful group of people. Really great group to be with. Well, we got another great group in here today. All of us here to learn about tolerance and the law. And we're going to focus on how all of this all fits together. And I just want you to notice, this is what you see in Times Square. I took my son to a Comic-Con convention, Reward, when he was in his senior year from high school over the holidays. And this is what you see. This is an emotional child. All right, sort of a great caricature of it, but this is an emotional child. And I'm going to introduce you to an emotional child. And let me just ask you out here, let's do a little poll here, because I think everybody's getting used to the program here. Everybody should be able to open your mic and have something to say. We always encourage that. That's wonderful. I can always give a good thumbs up because we can see each other here. All right. And you can also vote. All right. How many people, you've got somebody working for you right now that might do something bigoted in the workplace? I got my thumbs up there because I got clients that have people. So that means, yep, get a good thumbs up from David, from sadly, yes, from Annette. Yeah, I got you, Annette. Absolutely. That's what happens. Okay. And understand, you can run the best environment in the world. And the chances you're going to have an emotional child are 100%. Are 100%. And I'll tell you, it was really great. I got to talk to the Honda suppliers and Toyota suppliers over this last few days. And we all talked about this. Oh yeah, I got this guy. Oh, I got that gal. I got this. Yeah, absolutely. The #1 rated airline in the world, I mean, for customer satisfaction and for employee satisfaction, is Southwest. Southwest. And they have a job satisfaction rate of 84%. 84%. Now, they're the only airline in the top 10. They're the only airline who makes the list of Glassdoor's top 10. Okay. Now, 84%. Does that make you kind of wonder? It's like, oh my gosh, what's wrong? Why do 16% dislike coming to work there? Because there is no way in the world you're going to get to everybody. Okay, let me ask you, what are the chances one of your people right now, while you're sitting in here over lunch, having fun with us, what are the chances one of your people is an emotional child and is going to do something stupid? I'm giving you a thumbs up here. I think that's 100%. Maybe not during lunch or something. And what are the chances you're never going to find out who it is? Who is it? You don't know. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. I just love doing this stuff. The Lean conference was great therapy for me. I came back refreshed and found out that my lawn had not been cut and it's an absolute mess. I don't care. It's all right. Who cares? And I'll tell you, I love doing these every couple weeks or whatever it is we can fit in. And I'll tell you, I'm here to help. I want you to go to the websites. All of the past Lunch and Learn videos are posted. We're all caught up. I have got some good web people after literally 2 years. Finally found something who's not a liar, who will tell me the truth. If someone says they're going to do it, it's nice if they actually do. Okay, it's nice if they actually do. Okay, so let's get off to the races here. All right, is this a problem? How many people, okay, I love this here. How many people see a quality problem? Yeah, David, you better raise your hand real quick or you just wasted the last 3 days. Okay, so actually, out of curiosity, any other of my lean Honda supplier, Toyota supplier friends here? Anybody else? Okay, it's all right. I'll see you all eventually at different conferences anyway. Okay, so I'm looking forward to that. Yep, Eric. Oh, Tricia. Okay, yeah. Okay, great, great. Okay, we see a quality problem here. This is someone who doesn't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about the quality. What am I doing? I'm coming in every day, and I might have done this on purpose. You know that 13 to 17% of all employees actively sabotage their employer every day? Every day. Okay, this is the root of the problem. Okay, now I'm not saying this is a bad environment. What I'm saying is it's a constant push for why we're here. I want to be energized when I come to work. I want to like coming to work. And I'll tell you, I want you to get tired of hearing me say this. Coming to work should flood your body with eustress chemicals. Oxytocin, dopamine, telomerase, which makes you younger. It turns you into Betty White. And for the young, older folks out there, George Burns. Okay? As opposed to what most people have, which is toxic work environments where I'm being bullied and my employer doesn't do anything about it. Okay? There's a big conference going on right now that makes my stomach turn. Makes my stomach turn. It is full of people who work for agencies where they are helping people with developmental disabilities. Wonderful purpose, wonderful purpose. And you know what I heard from this group? Oh, you really insulted the CEOs because you blamed them for having a bad culture. Yeah. Yeah. You're the CEO. Well, you lead the place. You're not a leader. You're not a leader. Just because someone gave you the title of director, manager, CEO, COO, CFO, that doesn't mean you're a leader. What that means is you got a title. And quite frankly, right there, if you don't realize that you are responsible for the culture of this organization, you should be fired. Actually, I would come up to that person and say, I see where you're coming from. I understand. What other job would you like to have in this organization? You're a wonderful technician, but you should not lead people. You are there to make sure that it is safe. Now, freeze right there. If you are not taking charge of your culture, it's your fault. And later, we're going to talk about, and some of you are in here right now, some of you on this call, I'm going to talk about you, and I've already got your permission to do that. You have 2% openings. You agree with me? In today's economy, when there are 1.75 jobs for every person who is unemployed in this country, you have 2% vacancies, and you pay less than the general market, and your benefits aren't as good. And you're in fields like nonprofit, public service. You are doctors' offices. And I just love this because picking employees from the local hospitals who pay a lot more money, who have better benefits, is easy. It's easy. You know why? Because they are running a goat rodeo. And I will tell you right now, I just love seeing all these folks here, and I want you to hear my message. I want you to make your managers and leaders listen to these videos. I post them out there for a reason so that we can have good workplaces. So right away, these agencies who don't think that the CEO is responsible for the culture, first and foremost, you are in violation of the EEOC's new guidelines of workplace civility. Strike one. And I'll tell you, this stuff angers me because you are a waste of a position. If you will not take charge and set a good workplace, let somebody else who will. Now, what do we mean? Today we're going to talk about tolerance and conflict resolution a little bit, okay? Because we're going to try to head things off, okay? But if you're harassment, listen to what I'm saying. Please listen to me. If you're not doing your harassment training, you need to start. That has to be first on your list. first. In today's society where somebody's going to get a spork in the head because they have a different opinion on Biden, on Trump, okay. Now, freeze right here. I don't want to narrow anything down too much. Biden, Trump, Pelosi, who else? Hillary, who else? I got to throw somebody else in there. Santos. Okay. Of one of those people, raise your hands here, whatever. Have I mentioned somebody that you absolutely hate? It's okay. You don't have to like everything. Are you allowed to your opinion? Yep. Oh, I'm getting some good yeps here and yeses here. Oh, I'm getting a heart up here because Danielle's going to take this to the positive, and that's wonderful. Okay, there's somebody like, you are not allowed to have your opinion. You go to work today, you are not allowed to have your opinion because you got one person there who is going to attack me. They're not hate, but strong dislike. There you go. Yeah, you're being nice, and I'm just kind of being a little hyperbolic here just to get your attention, and that's just how I have fun. I'll tell you right now, tolerance, conflict resolution, define bullying, bystander intervention. Oh, freeze right there. Whose job is it to make sure that you've got a safe work environment? Anybody got an answer for me on that one? You can either open your mic or chat me up here, and I'll pass it on to all of our other friends. Everybody. You should see the chat here. Thank you, Edie, Becky, Leah, Heidi, Eric. Oh, just you tell them that. And understand, this is not optional. And why would I be motivated to do this? Because if you don't stand in and create a safe environment, you are going to burn your brain to a crisp. Your depression is going to get worse. You will have post-traumatic stress disorder, just like I did. Just like I did. You see the motivation, see it all coming together? Everyone involved, which means everyone. Stella, oh, yeah, I'm coming up to Canton to see you, Stella. I thank you. I love coming up there because I love to go to the Hall of Fame. Okay, and honestly, you folks are just wonderful. I'm looking forward to it. Social media. Oh my God, do we bully people digitally today? Oh, yeah. Okay, has anybody noticed the teenage suicides? Anybody notice those? Kids under the age of 30. And I say kids because, guys, we don't get our frontal lobes fully formed until we're about 28. Ladies, you get yours about 25, 26 years old. Congratulations, you do mature faster than us, okay? That's why it's always good. I married somebody 3 years younger than me, and that way she's just a little more mature than me. Okay. You know, all those teenage suicides correspond exactly when the iPhone came out. And that is New York University study, Dr. Haidt. And Google him, H-A-I-D-T, Dr. Haidt, great guy. Social media. So I want everybody to know. Yeah, it's insane, Jama. Teresa, it's terrible. You are Olivia, yes, it's terrible. It's so sad. I will tell you right now. What we're talking about in here today is serious. We want to make it fun for people, but oh, Stella, the tech has made it so easy to gang up, bully, and humiliate others. You're so right. Anything that makes your gut clench from another human being is killing you. And I know you all know by now, and if you don't, go back and listen to the previous broadcasts. It is better that your car won't start. It is now better that you lose your phone than get bullied digitally or in person. Oh, yeah. Now we got a great comment here. And now anonymously. People can bully you anonymously. Oh, my. Now, freeze right here. Ohio law. And this, I'm just picking on Ohio here because we just got this a couple years ago. This is true in Tennessee. This is true in Indiana. Yeah, go Ohio, Tricia. My Indiana friends. Okay. Oh, and why do we start these at noon? To get all my California friends in, my Colorado friends in. Okay, so we got to make sure that we are proactive. In Ohio law, if something happens and you don't know about it, you're still liable. Like if a coworker bullies another coworker, harasses them, and you don't know about it, you're still liable. You can still be liable, but not If you put in a robust anti-discrimination policy, and what do they mean by that? You absolutely positively have to make sure that gender identity, sexual orientation are in there. And if you do not have misgendering somebody in there, your policy is not in compliance. So I can tell you right now, we folks that are in HR, we folks that run organizations from the human standpoint, I'll tell you, you got to train like an Olympic athlete. Because if you have not updated your policy within the last 2 years, it's out of date. Okay, so you kind of see EEOC is telling you, you better have this policy in place and you better be training on those factors. And Ohio law is telling you the same thing. Now, I just happen to have Ohio right there because I just finished this with all you wonderful Akron folks. Okay, and I'll do the same thing for you, that I did for the Akron folks. If you want to have a proper policy, actually, I'm going to go ahead and post this online with the video. If you don't have a proper harassment policy online, you go to the website, look at the video there, and I will have a policy right there with it. Okay, because I want you to take this stuff and make it work. So what's the EEOC telling you that you have to do? And Ohio law, you absolutely train, you encourage communication, and you revise that policy. I'm getting a great comment here. You can have a policy, but just words if nothing's done. You are right. Couldn't have said it better myself. Put your money where your mouth is. And you got to be Sharon Wong. Sharon Wong. And I will tell you right now, I have stolen more ideas from Sharon than I can even list. This is one of them. And she has the universal theme here, tolerance. I'm not going to pick on you because you're different. And I'll tell you right now, NASA. If you spoke up at NASA and you said that there was something wrong with Challenger, you got fired. Now freeze right there. What would you do if that was your spouse on Challenger? Okay, now let's just open this up for real discussion. What would you do if that was your child? What would you do if that was your spouse and you found out that the people running NASA, not leaders, let me say it again, not leaders, they should be in the unemployment line. Actually, my own personal opinion, they should go on trial for involuntary manslaughter. That is gross negligence. But why didn't that happen? Well, because you're in a position of power. Rich people and people in positions of power don't go to jail. That's a whole nother thing. And that's not a race thing. That's a money thing. Okay. OJ should have been in jail the first time. And sitting right next to him should have been Sean O'Keefe, the head of NASA, because that is gross negligence. Now, freeze right here. How many people in here you would be crushed if one of your close, intimate relatives was killed on Challenger or Columbia? Let me know. Chat me up. Open your mic. What's your opinion on that? Would you be upset? I'm getting some good hands up here. Denise, Becky's telling me yes. Heidi's giving me a big thumbs up, big hands up all across the board. For sure. Absolutely. William would be livid. Definitely. I'll tell you right now, I'm with you. So she is the one who changed the culture. This is the definition. It doesn't mean I tolerate you. It doesn't mean I'm just going to put up with you. It means I'm not going to pick on you. I'm going to treat you with respect. You're a Satanist? Okay, sit next to me. I'm a Christian fundamentalist, far right. But that means I really am going to do what Jesus would do. Okay? Oh, upset, sure, but sometimes the choices we make lead to the destination and not the one we thought it would be. Yeah, okay, so choices matter. They do. But I can tell you right now, I'm talking to people that are in positions of power or influence. We want organizations where it's okay to be different. Now, let me ask you, I've asked this question 100 times, I'll ask it again. Do you have a right to your opinion? You do. I'm getting lots of good head shakes here. Becky's really quick with the typewriter here. Okay, Eric, Teresa, wonderful. I just love this. And it's almost like being together, but not quite, okay? Okay, now here we go. Reverend Fred Phelps. Reverend Fred, the poster child for Christian hate. Now, don't get me wrong here. I'm of the Christian belief, and this guy embarrasses me to no end. Okay, I personally, and here's my opinion, I don't see much difference between him and the Klan. He is full of hate. He's full of hate. Now, freeze right here. What would Jesus do? How very sad, Stella. Thank you. What? I don't now. Does he have a legal right to? Yeah, Jesus would love him. So honestly, I get this all the time. Okay. Does he have a right to hate homosexuals, even now that it is a protected class? Does he have that right? Yes, he does. And if I was going to coach him, if he worked for me, let me tell you right now, I'd bring him in. I say, I'd use my EPR skills, empathic listening, parroting, and rewards. And I would say, Fred, what's going on, Fred? And I'd shut up. Yeah, Pamela's giving me, oh, Stella, I believe Jesus would turn the other cheek. Well, that's what he said. Pamela, yes, but not to act on it. Okay, there you go. Pamela, you just perfectly described the difference between acceptance and tolerance. And we're going to have a session later on the neurological effects of acceptance. What actually happens in the brain when you accept people? Now, if I go up to Fred and say, Fred, you got to be accepting of homosexuals. You've got to change your beliefs. You've got to be accepting of him. How will Fred react? No, yeah, he'll know. Will he make another sign? Oh, yeah, he'd say, no way, absolutely. And I'm just say, Fred, I see where you're coming from, and I will tell you, Fred, you got a right to your beliefs. This is still America. We're not fascists. And a fascist is somebody who forcibly oppresses someone for their beliefs. Google it. You'll be surprised. You know a lot of fascists. Okay, he needs to be tolerant. Becky, thank you, thank you. Becky, oh, you're getting so many good things in here. Just love it. Becky, you shoot me your hard copy mailing address. I will send you a copy of the brain book, Healing the Human Brain. Okay, and I can tell right now you got yourself a healthy brain and you got the right attitude. That's what we want. I want that for your people too. I want that for everybody. Okay, so, but you know what, Fred? You can't go out there and behave like that. There is no difference between you going out there with those hate messages and someone who goes to a Nazi rally and carries a Nazi flag. You go in your basement, you get all your bigoted friends together and you have a good time. But you don't bring it in here and you don't go out in public because that is not our culture. Our culture is strong. Our culture is definitive. You are going to make it safe for everyone. For everyone. Eric, thank you. Today's world has lost the ability to be tolerant of others' beliefs and cultures. Eric, same thing. God is so perfect, on the mark. Eric, shoot me your hard copy mailing address and I'll send you a copy of the brain book. You all got the right idea for creating, now think about this. You got the right idea for creating a safe environment, but you also got a right method, the right mindset for helping these people with their brains. Now, let me show you a great company. I was up in Akron a couple weeks ago, another just great. And I'll tell you right now, I run into a lot of hate out there. You profess tolerance. You profess treating everyone with respect. There are people who are going to hate you. Believe me. The death threats that I have gotten are absolutely amazing. And I mean from the far, 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 far left and the far, 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 far right. The far, 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 far right Nazis say I'm not white anymore. So apparently there was a meeting and somebody took a vote and I got voted out. So I don't know where I fit now. So if anybody's opening up, membership in another race, I guess I'm ready to move on. So I'm not white anymore. And I will tell you right now, I get it from the far left. My second book, Tolerance and Diversity for White Guys and Other Human Beings, got me death threats. Why? Because I got it from, oh my God, I got it from the Ohio Department of Education. No. You have to illegally discriminate against white males to make up for the past sins of redlining. That's illegal. The law is very clear. You don't pick and choose. It's the same thing for everybody. And that, I'll tell you, no one should be discriminated against. It all begins in childhood with cooties. Oh, yes. Beth, yeah, that's great. That's great. That's worth a book too. I love giving away books because I want people to use it and I want people to get better. Now, let's talk about Barry. I met these people up in Akron. Wonderful. Okay. They have a great environment, very global. And on 4 separate occasions, they got some nut job who is leaving discriminatory notes on a black employee's locker. And this is Ronald Burns. He is a maintenance technician. That includes a death threat. Now, let me tell you right now, we talked a lot about harassment, and we've talked about how many instances it takes to create an illegal, hostile environment. I'll tell you right now, when you start throwing death threats, placing items in his locker. Okay, what's that mean? Nooses. I'll tell you right now, I am not kidding. I've been doing this for 41 years, and I got about a dozen nooses. A dozen. And I got nooses from Texas, Colorado, California, tons from Ohio. I have no nooses whatsoever from Alabama, Georgia, or Mississippi. The quote, quote, stereotypical South. Okay, I saw the meme the other day. I got a note here. Saw the meme the other day. You're not tequila. You can't make everybody happy. Right, Phoenix. Absolutely. Okay, yeah, Becky, you're right. This is insane. This is what they got at Barry Global right here in Ohio. Oh, we got a good one here. What about the black on black harassment? You're not dark enough or too light. Oh, Ross, send me your hard copy mailing address and I'm going to send you a book. It's all the same. What do you think? I think it's all the same. It's all the same. And I'll tell you right now, there is a big, I don't know if it still is to this day right now, but I assume it is. There's a big issue at Howard University. You're too dark. Really? Really? Yeah, we all bleed the same. It's so sad. Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you right now, I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You do not use racial slurs in my workplace. And you don't go out and post them on social media because that's going to pollute my, you see, we all come full force. It's all going to come back into the workplace. It's going to make it unsafe. So what I do on my own time is my own business. No, it isn't. And it has not been that way for 15 years. No. Law is very, nice thing when you go to work, the laws are clear. Oh, harassment of immigrants. Oh, I can tell you right now, I'll tell you, if somebody's willing to put up with all the things that they went through to get here, I think that's the type of character that I want. Okay, now I'm going to make sure that they're legally here and everything. But let's get on with this here. We got 4 different instances going on. So right away, and these are the HR people right here in Ohio. They start looking right away at the security footage. And how many people here have ever conducted a workplace investigation? Okay, yeah, I got some hands up here. Yep, got lots of good hands. Yeah, getting lots of them here. Got yes from Senta, from all, all over. It is work. It is work, okay? They interview 19 employees. You know how much effort that takes? That's actually harder than interviewing, and interviewing is hard work. I do not recruit. I like doing this because I can tell you right now, recruiting employees is work, and I don't like to work. So, okay. Now think about this. Here's the kicker. They had a proper policy in place, which we'll get back to our comment here. You got to do that as a matter of rote. But they did their training. And they did good training. They got in there, made it clear. And you know what they did again? They did a refresher. The court even came back and said, you didn't have to do a refresher because how many times you got to tell somebody something? And I'll tell you right now, if somebody's stupid, you can tell them 2 or 3 times. Okay? Now, they improved safety measures. They relocated security cameras. They required supervisors to inspect the lockers before. Now you think, are they taking reasonable measures to prevent this from ever happening again? Yeah, and they're talking to 19 people. Someone is conspiring. And I can tell you right now, I would make it very clear, if you don't tell me the truth, and if you know something, and if I find out later, from your emails or something like this, you're fired. you're fired. Okay? And they never did find out who did it. Okay, they didn't find out. So how is this a good company? They did everything they could. And here's what the court said. And I will send you this case. Anybody wants to see a summary of this case, you send me an email and I will send it to you. Okay? What did they say? They said, you started right away within 5 days. You started this investigation. You talked to specific individuals. You talked to 19. Come on, that's more than they have on a basketball team. Okay? Becky, I learned in elementary school from Dr. Seuss about star-bellied sneetches, and those without stars were the same. Yeah, the butter battle. That's what that's all about. Okay? Following up on the complaint every single time. They did everything that they could, and they still didn't find out. But you kind of see all this prep saved them. That's what they were rewarded. Now, I can tell you right now, I would have handled this as from not the HR people, but the legal perspective. I'd have sent over some pretty damning letters to the attorneys who were taking this guy's case. We did everything. And the first thing I'd have done, and there's a whole process for this because I've done it. You got to send these warning letters, and then you turn around and you file against the attorneys who filed. I do not take this lightly. I defend my clients like they're my kids. And I'll tell you right now, you try to touch a hair on my kids when they did everything right, I'm coming after you, the attorney. I'm not coming after Robert. He's an employee. He didn't know any better. I'm coming after you, ambulance chasing lawyers. And I'll tell you, there's great attorneys out there. There's great litigators. And there are some who should never be, they should have their law license taken away. And I've dealt with them. Okay, now, see this pattern right there? That was me, 2008. What's happening to Mr. Burns? Is this what's happening to Mr. Burns? Yes, yes. You broke the law. You broke the morals and the culture of our organization. And that's what you're doing to Mr. Burns. And I will tell you right now, when you have this much hate in you, like Reverend Fred Phelps, that's what you're doing to yourself. You use this brain stuff to scare the bejeebies out of people. And it's not just to scare people. It's to show them you got to live your life different. And I don't care what your religion is. What would Jesus do? Even if you don't believe in the divinity of Jesus, Jesus said some really good things, okay? Muhammad said some really good things, okay? Confucius said some really good things. We call that karma. And I can tell you right now, if you don't believe in karma, this is karma. This is karma. All right, so you get every jackass out. Get those jackasses out. I tell you right now, I'll describe myself very plainly. But very caring, very compassionate, very understanding. I will do everything in the world to help you, but I'm a cold-blooded killer. I will fire you. I will coach you. I will coach you, and then I will warn you. And you should feel that you're in my sights now. And you're done. Because you are not going to do that to my people. They are going to want to. You see how my clients have 2% vacancies? 5% vacancies? You seeing it all come together for you? This is hardcore stuff. And I'll tell you right now, if you work in one of those other types of environments, you will get Alzheimer's. The Dutch determined a few years ago, and a few other studies as well, cortisol causes Alzheimer's. It causes Alzheimer's. When you go out and you hate like that, you are asking for it. Now, understand what I'm saying. It's not like you might get Alzheimer's cells in your brain. Cortisol causes Alzheimer's. It's like a big shock to people to say, oh my gosh, you mean if I smoke, I might get cancer cells in my lungs? Yeah. Yeah. So why don't all smokers develop cancer? Because they die of something else first. Just because you got Alzheimer's cells in your brain doesn't mean you're going to be symptomatic. But I'll tell you right now, you are licking the outlet. Actually, you wish it was just an outlet. You are licking the Alzheimer's stick. Why in God's? I got a lot of people I know, very devout religious people. They're not afraid of death at all. Death is a reward, but they're scared to death of Alzheimer's. And I'll bet you, now, see you tying this together, I want to personally motivate your people. Every single one of them. You want to go crazy like Scott was? You want to do that? Then you keep living like this. And I'll tell you right now, this is what the bullies are doing. And all those people who are protecting the bigot against Mr. Burns, this is what you're doing to yourself. Okay? So I'll tell you, don't do it. Everybody got me? Okay, there are your codes for today for you HR people who would like to have the HRCI codes. And I sent this handout to everybody, so this should also be in your handout. So these are all good for credit. All right, and this will also be in the video. And there's your SHRM credit. Okay, questions, comments, additional insights for everybody. I try to keep these to a half an hour, but I will hang around and make and discuss this with you for as long as you want. I mean, I want to make sure you can walk away and make this work. Questions, comments on anything we talked about? Deep religious concerns. All right, okay. Well, hey, thank you for coming. It's always a treat for me. I love seeing everybody. You know anybody else who wants to see these videos, you send them the link when I send it to you. Oh, thank you, Danielle. Thank you. I appreciate everybody's comments here. You just really, really fill my soul. I can feel the eustress chemicals, and I hope I've given some to you. And let's sign people up for the Lunch and Learns. These are free. This is my therapy every so often, and the more eustress chemicals you can get into your body, the better you're going to be and the better your workplace. Okay? Hopefully we can create workplaces where you never want to retire. Why would I quit doing what I love? Okay, everybody take care. And oh, thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. I love doing these, and invite anybody who is human. Everybody take care.